Know that everything that shows up for me is for me. Everything that shows up for me is for me. I'm ready now to receive. Wonderful, wonderful. Take an inhale and a gentle exhale. And allow yourself to nicely settle back in here and come back here now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The energies are beautiful today. We have the full moon. It's beautiful, yet at the same time it's a little bit it's extra vibrant. So I don't know if there is anybody, aside from feeling the emotional high from these events where everybody's rah-rah, but I don't know if anybody's also got a little bit of a few emotional challenges here and there in their life that is kind of like showing up as well, and a few, I don't know, maybe a few disagreements with some people, or a few little bittering or misunderstanding or something like that. It's very normal, actually. It's very normal. I always say when energies are big, like full moon times, and especially you've got full moon, you've got the 8-8 portal, and you've also got Mercury retrograde all happening at the same time. So it gets a little bit intense at times. But it's very important for when things get intense, it's very important to understand where our focus is. So that's why I would like everybody to be here with me now. Don't be with your arguments you had this morning. Don't be with your bickering you had yesterday. Don't be with your misunderstanding or your breakup or your difficulty or challenge that's happening elsewhere right now. I want you to all be here with me right now. Is that okay? That's most important. It's all about shifting focus, you know? That's what manifestation is. Manifestation is all about shifting focus. What's it a little bit like? Well, imagine you had a headache. And you have a headache and you're like, oh, I've got a headache, I've got a headache, I've got a headache. I don't know if you realize, but the more you think about the headache, the more intense the headache becomes. And actually, I can very easily solve anyone's headache for you because would anyone like to know a trick to be able to solve any headache anytime you have a headache in future? It's actually very simple because I can walk over to you, or you can get anybody else to walk over to you, and there's one move you can make to be able to get rid of that headache, or in that moment to suddenly not feel the headache anymore. And it's very simple because all I need to do is walk up to you and use a bit of my kung fu skills that I learned from when I was a child and just stamp on your foot. Because in that moment, you'll suddenly say, ah, why you do that? Ah, the foot really hurts. And for at least those moments, you would have forgotten about your headache. True or true? I know it sounds a bit like, what are you talking about? Are you being serious or what? But my point is, I hope you are understanding my point. Where focus goes, energy flows, and results show. Whatever you focus on expands. I'm going to say it again. What you focus on expands. Right? Somebody just said some very sad news from Gaza today, even more than last 77 years. Okay? What you focus on expands. We need to ask ourselves the question, if we're focusing on the sad news in Gaza, are we helping by focusing on the sad news in Gaza? Like, did you save anyone's life by being upset about the situation is the question. And I'm not saying don't show compassion. By all means, we should show compassion. And by all means, we should support in whatever way we can. And by all means, we should pray for those who are suffering. But by us feeling sad over something that's sad, I want everyone to recognize it doesn't help any situation. And in fact, not only it doesn't help any situation, but when we are focusing on a negative, something that is sad or something that is a sad news or anything like that, when we lower our vibrational frequency, we are less capable of making any difference whatsoever, actually. Because we have also lost our strength. Is anybody understanding what I'm saying? right? I'm not saying not to show compassion. I'm not saying not to support. What I'm saying is, when we take a situation that is deemed sad and we focus on it and we expand it, it manifests more of that and it doesn't manifest any good. The only way for us to feel strength in moments like this is to become a strong witnesser. That's what we always teach. Is anybody here part of our 108 circle, by the way? Who's part of 108 circle? If you're part of our 108 circle, type 108 inside the chat. Right? So all of you part of 108 Circle know that this is my biggest thing all the time. No matter what happens, I always say, in all the spiritual practices and everything that we do, I always say, first step, become the witnesser. What is the witnesser? The witnesser is like Mother Earth. The witnesser is like God, is like the divine. The witnesser is what the highest power does. It witnesses everything, it sees everything. I don't know how you see Mother Earth. Mother Earth is powerful. Mother Earth is everywhere on planet Earth. Mother Earth carries and holds everybody. That's Mother Earth. And if you can tap into your Mother Earth energy and you can connect with that energy, you become very powerful because it's strength, it's stability, ground, Earth is strong. But you know what is interesting about Mother Earth? Mother Earth sees all truth, hears all truth, feels all truth, good and bad. Killing happens on Mother Earth. Love happens on Mother Earth. Debate, anger, frustration happens on Mother Earth. Mother Earth feels and witnesses everything, but is not affected by anything. Mother Earth holds love and compassion no matter what, and still holds everything up. That's how spiritually we should be training ourselves. Because only when we become the witnesser, we get to witness things, but we're not affected by it. Then we have the circle. When we have the circle, when we have that strength, when we're not affected, guess what? Now we can make good, intuitive, bold, strength decisions to start planning. How do I start making a better difference in this situation right now? How do I do anything that positively impacts in this moment? Is anybody understanding what I'm saying here? Right? And I noticed somebody on room number 2 here just said, Master, what if you have a toxic relationship or somebody who's very toxic around you? The first question is, why are you allowing toxic to be around you? That's the first question. A lot of people always say, how do you deal with a toxic relationship or toxic partner or somebody who is being negative around you? My first question is always, why do you have that as your environment? And many people will give their words of, but I got no choice. Let me ask you a question. Is that true? Please, inside the chat, is that true? If I said to you, I got no choice, is that true? Everybody's saying no, but I would like to give you a different type of insight. It's true for those who believe in it. That's what law of attraction is. That's what manifestation is. If you believe that's the truth, then that's the truth. If you choose that's not the truth, then it's no longer the truth. What does that mean? All truths are true. You know, a lot of people, over the years, you need to understand, I've been teaching law of attraction for 8, 9, 10 years now. The amount of people who bring their partners into some of these events and they say, I don't believe in this law of attraction thing. I don't think it works. I don't think you can manifest anything you want. Do you know what I say? I say, you're right. What do you mean I'm right? I'm saying, I'm right. I don't believe you can manifest anything you want. I'm going to say that again. I don't believe you can manifest anything you want. I can. But I don't believe you can. Why? Because you just spoke your truth. Your truth is, I don't believe I can. Okay, great. So the first thing is always about your environment. And this is actually a big topic I actually wanted to bring on. It's interesting that you guys brought that up. It shows how aligned everybody is. And that topic is about our environment. I feel like this is the biggest thing. It's absolutely the biggest thing. And I'll tell you why environment is our biggest thing. It's because how we are is formed by two parts. And I want everyone to write this down. It's formed by nature and nurture. I'm saying who we are is formed by two parts, nature and nurture. So meaning who I am naturally. Is it true that as kids we come into this planet and all kids act differently, naturally? Yes or no? So nature, our souls are slightly different, right? We react to things differently. Some people are more happy, some people are more angry, whatever, right? We do things differently. Nature, that's our nature. Some people are more talented in certain ways. By the way, we're going to touch on talents tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to dive deep in consciousness. Is that okay? Is that okay tomorrow we go absolute woo-woo? Is that okay tomorrow? Tomorrow we shoot into a different dimension and start speaking all that woo-woo stuff. Is that okay? Because, we have to take it easy, That's why this 5-day challenge, I love it, because we take it step by step. Because I know some people, if I did it on day 1, they won't come back on day 2. Why are you guys all tree hugging, you weirdos, So tomorrow we're going to blast out in different dimensions and talk about all karma and past life and all this type of stuff, where talent comes from, soul purpose and all that type of stuff. But for today, I just want you to understand, we come into this world, everybody's slightly different, talented. And when we're different talented, meaning naturally we come into this world differently. But who we are today is not just about who we come into this world naturally. It's also to do with nurture, how we've been nurtured through time, no? How many of you know what I'm talking about? How many of you think that you can change your mindset? How many of you think that you can change your personality? How many of you think that you can change the way you react to things or respond to things? How many of you think it's possible to change yourself? Well, I changed myself from being a naturally quiet and shy kid to somebody who can speak to tens of thousands of people at one time. You can change, but that's to do with nurture. Now, the very interesting thing is, naturally, meaning the cards you were dealt when you arrived on this planet, what can we do about that? You can sit there all day long and blame and say, oh, why was I born this way? Or why is my environment like that? Or why does my mom and dad treat me that way? Or why did I have to go through so many traumas? You can why all day long and focus on all the problems and all the negativity, but that's only going to make it worse because, again, what you focus on expands. But it doesn't change the cards you were dealt. The only way we change the cards we were dealt is the second part of the equation. What was the second part? Environment, meaning how we are, it's nurture. How we are nurtured. Because how many of you understand what I say when I say we are nurtured by our environment? How many of you know what I mean by that? We are nurtured by our environment, whether we like it or not. Look, I want to give you some truths today. Some truths that may not make me look amazingly cool and amazingly amazing, but it's the truth, and I want to let you know. Naturally, I'm quite lazy. And nobody will ever be able to tell that today, because I work every single day. I have no weekends. I don't want weekends. I don't take holidays. I don't want holidays. People will see me working like a machine. Every single day, I'm working. I'm doing something. And people think I'm extremely hardworking because from the moment I open my eyes in the morning, I work until I'm tired and I close my eyes at night. That's my every single day for the past 13 years. And people think, wow, you're so hardworking. How do you have the motivation? How do you have the desire? How do you have all of this? Right? But I want to let everybody know something. Naturally, that's not me. In fact, even till today, naturally is still not me. Going to the gym, I just finished the boxing session. You think, oh, you really like boxing? So you go, no, actually, it's very tiring. It looks quite easy, yeah, just 3 minutes of hitting some pads. No, it's tiring. It's really, really tiring. Your whole body aches. And some people say discipline. No, I don't have that discipline. I found I didn't have discipline. And it took me many years. And I want everybody to understand one thing. The first step to change is awareness. I want everyone to write that down. The first step to change is awareness. Okay? And that kind of, those of you who have the workbook, I'm going to just skip a few things. We're going to come back to it later. But I want to start from day 3, page 25. Those of you who have the workbook, okay? Day 3, okay, page 25. Okay. It talks about the shift, and this is what I want to talk about today. How do you shift your reality? How do you shift your state? How do you shift your being? How do you shift your life? How do you change? How do you transform? Okay? And the first thing, the first word is awareness. There's 5 things in total, okay? I want everyone to write down, you cannot change what you cannot see. And the problem is, we all have blind spots. Does anybody know what blind spot is when you're driving? You see in a mirror, there's a blind spot that you can't see. You guys understand what I'm saying? We all have blind spots. We all have parts of ourselves, our behavior, our thinking, that we do not see. We have problems that we do not see. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Right? How many of you ever heard somebody say words like this before, or maybe you said it yourself even? I'm not complaining, but it shouldn't be like that. I'm not being negative. Has anybody ever witnessed anybody like that before? Give me a yes inside the chat if you witnessed anybody like that before. I always find it quite funny because I'm the witnesser, you know. I'm just like, I'm not being negative, but it shouldn't be like that. I'm like, okay. That was quite weird. I just experienced something really weird. You said one thing and I experienced something completely different. What's going on? How can somebody say that? Because they genuinely think they're not being negative. They're not lying. They actually genuinely think they're not complaining while complaining. What is that? That's the blind spot. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? So you cannot change what you cannot see. But the interesting thing is, standing in your perspective, it's very hard to see. So what does everybody need? What does everybody need? Everybody needs a coach. I'm telling you, I want everyone to write that down. You need a coach. And it's quite interesting, you know. How many of you have ever had a fitness coach before? Anybody? You had a fitness coach? Gym coach, I don't know, workout coach. Have another coach, singing coach, whatever, mentor coach. It's very interesting because a lot of people find coaches in different areas of life. But not many people have a coach for life. I'm talking about like their life coach. They have it for a sport. They have it for a musical instrument. They have it for singing. They have it for dancing. They have a mentor. But not many people have it for life. Not many people have it for life. Not many people have a wealth coach. It's not common, right? It's not as common as a fitness coach. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Not many people have a wealth coach, but it's quite ironic because you deal with money every single day. And if you're not good at it, you need to get a wealth coach because you can't see your own problems. Do you understand what I'm saying? In my boxing lesson today, I was just holding, boxing, hitting the pads, and he said, "Why is your elbow out?" I don't know. He said, "Tuck your elbow in." I said, "But what's wrong? I think I'm still protecting." He said, "Look." Then boom, he hits me. I'm like, okay. I get it now. Okay, took the elbow in. Hey, but I've been boxing for a long time. I practice all the time. But the problem is what? The problem is I'm practicing by myself. It's different when you have somebody who knows what they're talking about there because they correct something. And guess what? By correcting one small thing, and I'm talking about millimeters here. I want you to understand that. Sometimes a coach gives you advice, it's millimeters of advice. But you need to understand the millimeters of advice. What will it do? Well, it's going to protect you from getting damaged, hurt, pain, failure, knocked out in some cases. That's why a lot of the time people think, oh, coaching, oh yeah, they're just going to tell me this, or they're just going to tell me that. No, that thing is the thing. That's all it is. Do you understand what I'm saying? That thing, it is the thing. Has anybody ever played golf before? Anybody? Anybody ever swung a golf? Anybody ever swung a golf stick before? Anybody? Okay, has anybody ever, you know what golf is? I think that's a better question. How many of you know what golf is? Okay, if you know what, you know what it looks like. Okay? A person with a stick, okay, and a ball. Do you know how golf works? Golf is millimeters. Do you know if you swing this way or if you swing this way, you didn't even see the difference. The difference in the trajectory is there or there. I'm saying this and this. The difference is there and there, which direction you're going in. I'm telling you, that's like life. It's the same. It's this and this. And what a good coach does, good coach is spotting those blind spots. And then you bring yourself the awareness. Once you're aware, then you can change. If you're not aware, you can never change. I was never aware, I'm telling you, I was never aware that I was not getting anywhere in life when I first started in my career. I was not aware that my discipline lacked. I was not aware of myself and my own behavior. I was not aware of who I was. And that's why even in the Bible it says one of the most important things is to first what? Know thyself. I want everyone to write that down. Right? I want to ask this question. How many of you yesterday, you managed to grab the opportunity, you're going to be joining me for the year? How many of you are going to be joining me for the year? Give me 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. Give me the whole bunch of infinite eights, a whole abundance of eights if you manage to grab the opportunity. Right? Congratulations, 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 right? Because over the year, what we're going to be doing every single month, what we're going to be doing at all these events, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to show you, hey, you got a little blind spot there. I'm going to tell you from my coaching experience angle what your problem is and why you cannot hit your goal. It may have been the last 5 years you've not been able to hit your goal. I'm going to tell you what that problem is. And one of my early coaches said to me, you lack discipline. I said, I do. He said, so you know that? I said, yeah. He said, so what are you doing to change it? I said, I didn't think about that. I thought, well, if I lack it, I lack it. He said, no, well, you got to know how to work with that. I said, how do I work with that? How do I work with that? Right? Well, what can I work with? And the very interesting thing is, he said, if you know that's a problem, I'm going to come back to this thing, okay? We're going to skip a moment because we're going to go straight on to number 5. Number 5 is what? Environment. That's what he said to me. He said to me at the time, show me your friends. Show me your friends. He said, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. He said, what do your friends do? I said, well, my friends, they're still in university right now. You're wanting to be some successful entrepreneur? I said, but what, am I supposed to unfriend them? And he said, stop thinking about unfriending friends. Think about your peer group. And I love it when he said that because I felt like it was a bit of a disrespect. Am I supposed to unfriend my friends just because they're not as high level as me right now? You know, that doesn't seem right. I've been friends with them for so many years. He said, don't. Think about it as a peer group. Think about it as how much time do you spend with who? He said, instead of saying friends, show me the people who you mostly hang out with, you spend most time with, and I'll tell you what your problem is. He said, aside from that, I'll also tell you what your future is. You know, yesterday we mentioned this. We said, your network is your what? What's the saying? Your network is your what? Do you know they have this saying, they say, if you take the closest 5 people around you that you spend most time with, and you take their average annual salary, usually yours is not far from it. Okay? And don't give me, oh, they're on all 25K, I'm on 50K. It's not far from it. Don't you think your 50K and 25K is a huge, no, it's not. You're both on 5 figures. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's the same thing like a 6-figure earner and 6-figure earners, and the 7-figure earners and 7-figure earners. If you're 5-figure earner, you're still all 5-figure earners. It's not like a quantum jump or quantum leap. Right? Some people say, how about nobody? How about no friends? Well, that's your environment. So what are you nurtured by? Who are you nurtured by? Because remember, naturally, I don't need to teach you how to be naturally. Your natural self has gotten the results that you have right now. I don't need to teach you anything about that. If you want to stay the same, keep being your natural self. By the way, I want to make a point on this, we're talking about this, especially for those of you who are joining me for the year. Over this next 12 months, I don't want anybody coming onto the coaching calls and me giving some advice and you guys tell me, but Master, I don't think that's really me. And you're like, what? Are you saying that I joined your coaching program and I'm not allowed to be my authentic self? I think people get stuck with that word authentic self, you know? Because most people don't really know their soul. They only know their conditioned self. And they think their conditioned self is their self. When in fact, your conditioned self is the product of how you've been nurtured, your surrounding, your upbringing, the people around you. Me as a coach, my task, my duty over the next year is to get you to know your soul. And your soul is infinite and abundant. And many of you have not even met your soul yet. So don't you talk to me about, oh, I don't think that's really me. Because if you really want to be really you, then keep doing everything you are doing right now. That's really you right now. But the harsh truth is, if you continue to do everything that you're doing right now, you will continue to get just what you have right now. Nothing's going to change. Can the team put a link of the one-year program? I missed it yesterday. Would like to join for 888. We'll talk about that in a little moment. Maybe if the team has the link, I don't know if there's any spots left, but you can put it inside the chat. Okay? How many of you are understanding what I'm saying here? Is it making sense? Is it making sense? And it's extremely, extremely important. Your environment, who you're hanging around with. Because when my coach said to me, you're lazy, you're not disciplined, and he said, show me your friends. See, my friends didn't eat healthy, didn't have any workout healthy, weren't really making money, they were still studying, they liked to go out partying. He was like, I've seen enough. He said, you can choose. You can choose to keep coming to me for this one-to-one coaching that you've paid tens of thousands for and feel a hype, an aha every time you see me, and then go back to your nurturing where you're playing computer games and going out drinking with your friends, and then needing to see me again next week so that I can hype you up again. But you're going to keep flickering, because why? The problem is you got one foot here, and you got one foot here. And right now, I'm telling you, this is where many of you are right now. I'm telling you. You may not admit it, but if you're coming to one of these events and you're like, oh my God, it's changing my life. No, it's not actually. And you're probably thinking, why? Isn't it nice that I say your event is changing my life? I want to give you the truth. I'm here not just to make myself look good and make everyone look. No, I'm here to be your coach. I'm here to speak the truth. You feel good because you feel things that, you're hearing things that make sense. But my question is, why are you not hearing that every single other day? Because if you're hearing every other day and that was your surrounding, guess what? You would be super successful right now. You would have everything you want. Why do you need to come to me once a month for these events to make you feel that way? You should not need to, because your problem right now is your environment. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? And so, I tell you, that was the biggest advice that I got back then. What did I do? Well, I only hung around with people who were disciplined. I only hung around with people who, they like machines. They just go to the gym every day. They eat healthy every day. They do. And I'll tell you something. I'm telling you. Right? It's uncomfortable. Especially for a person like me to be in an environment like that, it's uncomfortable. Because it's like, that's so boring. You're doing that again? It's boring. 8 o'clock every day, that's boring. But it's what I needed. Because it comes a time where you start realizing when everybody's working around you, you get your computer game out, you feel a little bit like, maybe I won't play that long today. It changes you ever so slightly. When you're eating your McDonald's, when everybody's eating healthy, you kind of look and you're like, When everybody's looking fit and healthy and you're kind of a little bit overweight, you're kind of like, I think I don't look so good in this tribe. It's uncomfortable because you're faced with the harsh truth. And it ever so slightly makes you act different. And by the way, that's all you need. That's all you need. Because if every single day you just tweak 1% better, slight tweaks, 1% better, 1 year later, you're going to find that you're a complete new self. Are you guys following what I'm saying here? Right? I want everybody to understand something here. when you come to an event like this, everybody feels great. You see in the chat, everyone, oh my God, Master, you've changed my life. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Great. We all feel great now. But if I was doing my duty, I need to say the truth to you. What everybody gets in these 5 days, you get change. You change. But the problem is, and I want everyone to write this down, change is temporary. Change is just a state change. That's all it is. One moment you're feeling down, one moment you feel more hyped. That's change. It's a change of state. A change of state is when, like, you take some water and you freeze it. It becomes an ice cube. It gets hot again, it melts back, and it becomes water again. How many of you have had that before? How many of you ever read a book before, watched a documentary before, went to an event before, and felt charged, and then suddenly you go back to work, and suddenly you slowly, unconsciously go back into your old routine? Be honest here. How many of you had that before? That's change. And these 5 days, quite frankly, yes, you learn a lot, but it's change. You think I really want to dedicate one whole year to serving so many people all the time? No. Actually, I don't. Because it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of energy. You need to understand, for that few $100s, do you think if I was to work on my own stuff, I would be able to make a lot more money than those few $100s? How many of you know what I'm talking about? Why would I work on you guys getting your dreams and goals? Why would I not just work on my own stuff? Do you understand what I'm saying? But it's not that. Because I now realize that is my purpose. That's why I came onto this planet. That's why universe is giving me these opportunities. That's why universe made my YouTube channel blow up. I had no intention for it. I just film some videos. And suddenly it's like within 2 years, it's like 1 million subscribers. I'm like, whoa, that's a huge responsibility. But I know everything shows up for me. It's supposed to be for me. This is the path I've been given. So I need to be here to serve. But why I choose to do it over 1 year? It's not by choice. If I could do it, I'll just get you to attend Manifesting Miracles. Come to the 3 days. At least we can just say goodbye and I can get on with my life. But because you don't want change. If I really am sincere about getting you results, you need transformation. And transformation needs to be fully immersive. Transformation needs to be experiential learning. Transformation needs to be practical, and transformation needs to be habitual. We need to repeat over and 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 over again through a long period. And then you meet the new you. That's transformation. What is transformation? Transformation is when a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. That's transformation. It does not come back to become the caterpillar. Are we getting any ahas here? Is this making sense? Right? What you guys need now is no more change. We can all dance up and go, yeah, high five. I'm wealthy, I'm rich, yeah, we're confident. We can do that all day long and you're going to feel great. You're, oh my God, Master Sri Akarshana, you make me feel so good today. That's great. But right now, you no longer want change. Right now, you want transformation. And transformation requires all that we said just before. And I'm telling you, it starts from this thing here, environment. Right? And that's why we're attempting to do something, we're attempting something that's quite, like, to a lot of people, impossible. I don't know if you guys, how many of you are part of the Karma League app? It's working for you. I mean, you're blessed if it's even working for you right now in these beta stages, by the way. There's still some bugs and stuff like that need fixing, but you're on it, right? Well, the impossible. I'm investing millions of dollars and creating all these things and in the virtual reality and all these things right now. People are saying, why are you investing millions of dollars into this? Because I really believe that's going to change people. It's going to transform people. Why? Because it gives you an environment that is all positive. It means, think about it. Every time you pick up your phone these days, right? You go on Google, you go on YouTube, you go anywhere, It's all news stuff, all gossip stuff, all whatever. There's loads of negativity stuff that just pop up. And then people try to fight media. They're like, no, just put your phone down, live in the moment. That's great, dude. But the reality is, whether you like it or not, as time passes by, more and more people start using this thing. Why? Because it's more convenient to connect with people. So yes, you can live in the mountains and hide in the caves for the rest of your life and not use social media, but the reality is this is how people connect right now, and it's convenient. In fact, you're using technology right now to learn this. Imagine if there was no technology, you couldn't learn what you're learning right now. And that's why we said when we create the Karma League app, I said, let's create something where every swipe is positivity. Negativity just gets deleted. It just goes. It's the algorithm. Negativity deletes itself. It goes. No complaining, no moaning, no bitching, no harassing other people, no bullying. Do you know people don't see that? How serious that issue actually is. Do you know how many kids start on social media, they suddenly go viral, and then they get cyberbullied, and then they suicide? Do you know how many of those cases happen every single year? Don't even say kids. Do you know how many celebrities cannot handle media and suicide? We've even had some just recently. It's a big deal. That's why when I was creating this, I said, you know what? I need to create this to change the world. Because the world needs this right now. They still need to be able to connect, but imagine every swipe was positivity. Every swipe could nurture your soul. That's what I said. And then we created more, and I said, you know what? We're going to want to make it even more cool. Because we wanted to make it where we encourage people to spread light, love, and positivity. Meaning, the more light you spread, and the more people you help, and the more likes you get, and the more great stuff you put out, the more that helps people, the more karma points you get. I don't know if anybody who's used the app now has already seen that there's karma points that can be earned through making posts. Has anybody seen that, by the way? You probably don't know how to earn karma points yet, but through time we'll explain to everybody, because karma points in future, how we're planning this, the whole algorithm right now, the more karma points you have, the more visibility you'll get. So karma points becomes the algorithm. So the more people you help, the more people you reach out to. It's great. But aside from that, when we connect it to the Web3 technology, our goal for the next 2-3 years is that the karma points in future will be able to exchange for cash, money. Now you're like, what? What do you mean? Imagine that. That would be like amazing. Now you're thinking, but how does that work? You don't need to worry about that. We've got all the algorithm stuff and where the cash comes from and all that sorted. So we understand how we're going to plan that. But I want everybody, can we share this outside the group? You can, don't share it to too many people right now, because we're going to, we still got a lot to work on the app, actually. So it's not public launch yet. Yeah. When it public launches, by the way, I want to let everybody know something. If I was you, I would try to do as much as you can right now on it, because the more karma points you earn, it's easier. It's going to be easier for you right now. When I bring all my influencer friends in, all the ones with millions of subscribers and all the rest of it, when they come in and bring their following, they're going to earn karma points much faster. So you're going to find it very hard on the Karma League. Do you understand what I'm saying? But now you get the advantage. Because now if you start now, while it's not released yet, the public don't know about it, you get to earn karma points, therefore you get more visibility. By the time they bring the millions of people in, you get the advantage, because they see who you are and they start following you. You understand what I'm saying? So it's actually a huge advantage right now that you could not do now on YouTube or Facebook or anything like that, right? Can I gift something today, by the way? Is that okay? Because it's full moon. How many of you are in for prizes? Because it's full moon, we're still in the 8-8 portal, and I want to make a selfless and selfish act once more. Is that okay? Is that okay? Okay, can we just bring up the Karma app? Is that okay? Where's the Karma app? Do we have it here? Okay, can we just bring up the Karma app, the app? The homepage, please. Okay. I just want to let you guys know, just very simply, just the idea behind it, if the, the internet's working. Where's the plus to make a post? Plus, make a post. Go home, make a post. Is it working? Okay. Okay, I'm just going to explain very quickly this one here. Post is just how you make a post on normal social media, just to let everybody know, just so you got a heads up very quickly, okay? Post is how you make a post on any social media. So you just make any posts. If it gets loads of likes, meaning it helped a lot of people, then you get more karma points the more likes you get. It's very simple. And the more karma points you have, the more the algorithm will favor your future posts, okay? That's just normal. You can do video posts, you can do picture posts and things like that. Like I said before, it's still in beta testing, so there's a few bugs right now. Sometimes it doesn't load and stuff, right? Now, come out of this a second. The second part is the aha part. Now, I love this part because it encourages everybody to share something great that empowers people. So, over the last few days, you've probably been leaving me as mentioned, meaning that actually, when you mention me, I earn karma points, because I impacted you in some way. But interesting is, if you see a post, and let's say, for example, today, let's say 13057, what is your name? Don't tell me that's your real name, okay? So let's say 13057 makes a post, and it talks about, I don't know, dimension traveling, and I learn something, I'm like, aha. What I will do is, I'll make an aha post. So let's go back to the post before. 13057, hello. Okay, if I got an aha and I learned something from 13057, that's going to be a thing now, by the way. I'm going to mention 13057 here, right? Oh, she's got a different name on the app. And then I'm going to enter what I learned, and I'm going to share what I learned. And it's kind of a little bit of a sharing what I learned and my epiphany, which will probably empower more people at the same time as crediting the person who impacted my life. Which is a nice gesture, is it not? Imagine I read a book and I credit the person, the author. Imagine I attend an event and I credit the person. It's a nice gesture. But meaning that my aha moments empowers more people, I earn more karma points, but at the same time, 13057 earns karma points because by her amazing post today gave me epiphany and she earns some karma points. That's cool, no? It encourages more people to help more people, right? Now, here's the third part, okay? The final part, if we have a look at it. By the way, I'm going to change this word because this word has confused people. So, like I said, we're testing right now, trying to improve it. I'm going to change this word to SOS, actually, to make it a little bit more severe because people are misunderstanding this part. So I'm going to need to explain. Right now, people in the questions part, because they don't understand what it means, they're kind of like, how many of you have worked out today? That's not what actually this was intended for. How many of you believe in the law of attraction, right? That's not what this was intended for, okay? This was intended for if you have a genuine problem you're dealing with right now. Okay, can we come out of the app a second? It was intended for if you had a genuine problem you're dealing with right now. And the reason why I added this part is because I thought, what if this app could have a thing where, let's say, for example, I just broke up with my girlfriend. I'm feeling really down right now. I really don't know what to do. And anybody got any advice for me? Mentally, I'm not very stable right now. You know, I can put that in SOS right now called questions, right? And what will happen is it will all go into questions tab. And it could be any question. It could be a different type of thing. It could be I'm working on my spirituality. My third eye is throbbing. I don't know if that's normal. Could anybody help me? Right? That's SOS tab. They can type the question in there. And what happens is all the questions will be featured inside the questions tab. Now you're thinking, so what's that then? Well, it gives everybody in the whole wide world an opportunity to be a superhero today. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying here, because what it means is, let's say, for example, and by the way, that's probably the only place, that's why the questions is going to be featured on a different banner. It's not going to be featured on the usual news feed, because the questions may look a bit negative, but it's people's genuine problems right now. And I think we cannot just shove people's problems under the carpet and pretend it's not happening. But if this wants to do what it needs to do, then I think it needs to help people. So if we can bring it up, that's why on the app there is a tab. If we look at the news feed, right? If we just look, so you can ask questions here, but after you've asked the questions, let's say today I'm sitting waiting for my Uber. Okay, I can say I'm going to help some people. So what can I do? I can come into here and I can click all questions. And when I click all questions, all the questions today shows up. I can swipe and I can see, is there anybody I can help? Do I have knowledge around, oh, somebody's stuck building their website. I know how to do that. Oh, somebody's actually got mental, I don't know how to do that. It doesn't matter, keep swiping. Okay, I can help this person. And so what happens is, while we answer the questions, let's say, for example, me, Shantak, Amy, Flor de Lisa, Mary, we all answer the question, right? What happens then is, Jessica, who asked the question, will now browse through all the answers and say, wow, Mary's answer, you just solved it for me. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you. So what she will do, she will approve Mary's answer. What does that mean? Mary will get distributed karma points. That's cool, no? What is the whole app encouraging? Everybody gets to help more people, and they get benefits for helping more people as well. And the more people they help, they get to shine more light. Isn't that cool? And the more light they shine, the more the algorithm serves them. It's much better than when you go on YouTube and you see negativity all just plastering and all this gossip stuff going wild. That's what goes viral these days, right? But the thing that goes viral here is all positivity. But aside from that, like I said, our 2-3-year plan is now executing the Web3 part so that the karma points you can directly in future exchange for money. So meaning it's actually earning, right? Now, I want to do something before that's all done, because I know right now all those parts are not set up yet. Could we just bring up the chart, please, the chart? By the way, team, do we have them in our room right now? Are they in the room right now? Yes or no? Hey? What did you say? Oh, okay. Okay. Can we bring up the chart, please? Just have a look at the Karma League. The Karma League, the actual league. If we click on the left side, you'll see the leaderboard. And we can see on the top, we have Ale. Do we have Ale we can spotlight, by the way? Do we have Ale where we can spotlight? 3,800 karma points. Ale from the United States. Are you here, Ale? Have we spotlighted her? I see her now. Could we just give her a hand, please? Because I'll tell you something. You're going to see her post every single day in the app. She's always spreading all the positivity and things like that. Religiously, every single day she's been there, helping people, answering questions, commenting on other people, liking other people's posts, and also spreading her own positivity, right? But because our Web3 stuff and our cash stuff and exchange for money stuff is not set up right now, I would like to personally gift Ale $888 today. Is that okay? Just as a gesture. Just to say thank you for all that you do in this world. Thank you for helping and serving the community. Thank you for spreading so much love and positivity. Thank you.
It's up to you. What's your
Thank you, Ali. The top of the league, guys. Give her a hand.
Come on!
Thank you, Ali. Could we? Thank you. The team, please reach out to Ali, get her bank details, and just transfer the $888 over, please. Thank you. Wow. We just played a bigger game now. Everybody take an inhale and slow exhale. And again, inhale and slow exhale. How about that? I mean, think about that. Can we just be like that Can we be this beautiful soul family forever where we just all work together on making this world a better place? What do you think? How many of you are in for that, by the way? Can we just work together on making this world a better place, spreading more positivity and making this stuff work? And, you know, I wish that one day, that you guys could be in the same position as me. I feel very blessed to be in this position, to be able to today say, yeah, you know, if I can sponsor some people or help some people or give some, you know, that can make someone's day, you know. I wish that one day you can hit that freedom too. And that's why it's very important for us to continue this learning journey. It's very important for us to continue to educate ourselves and acquire these skills and knowledge and tools. You guys understand what I'm saying? How many of you are following me here? Right? Beautiful, beautiful family. So please, everybody, keep shining your light. Keep doing what we can do. Keep spreading that positivity. Because if we can build this beautiful environment, maybe this is the environment that's going to change everything for you. Because imagine, everybody's posting all these positivity stuff, the things that can change your life. Right? Now, let's move back just a little bit here to finish this chart off. Okay? If we want to take a shift, we got to be aware, number one, you can't change what you cannot see. The second thing is we have to work on our cognitive reframing. Okay? By the way, this is what we do on both trainings. Super Creator Certification Program and the 3 days, especially on day 1 of Manifesting Miracles, okay? So you guys will be doing it together. Today I'm explaining what it is, okay? So you guys know how it works. Okay, I want you guys to learn how this works. What is cognitive reframing? Well, first of all, I want to ask everybody a question, right? How many of you have did some affirmations before? Raise your hand if you've did affirmations before. Okay? Now, when you do affirmations, you say, I'm rich, I'm wealthy, I'm amazing, I love myself, I attract love into my life, whatever you say. Okay? Now, how many of you have ever done affirmations before, and sometimes you've been conscious about your unconscious kicking in? Meaning, you say, I'm positive, I'm confident, and then something happens and you're like, oh, can I really do this? How many of you have caught yourself out before? Raise your hand nice and high. Why does that happen? So then the question comes, are affirmations useful? And I'll tell you the answer. The answer is yes, it's useful, but this is what we need to understand, okay? Imagine this is your mind, okay? This is your mind right now, okay? This is the layer of your mind, the whole mind, okay? Now, what happens is, in there, you've got a lot of seeds and a lot of roots right now. And these seeds and roots are the seeds and roots that have been ingrained in your memory for your life, in your life so far. So let's say, for example, like you have ingrained in your mind, although you don't want it, money doesn't grow on, damn it, money is the root of all, no, right? Or whatever anybody's ever said to you in your life before, you can't do that. You're not talented. You're not smart. You're too short. You're too fat. You're too whatever. I don't know, right? Whatever's been said to you before, those are in the roots. What are affirmations then? Affirmations is like taking your garden and putting a new lawn on top. Is everybody following what I'm saying? That's what affirmations are. I am strong, I'm positive, I'm fit, I'm healthy, I'm beautiful, okay? Are the roots still there, yes or no? The deeply ingrained childhood wounds, traumas, what you've been conditioned, nurturing, it's still there. That's the problem. So does affirmations work? Yeah, affirmations work temporary. Then what happens is, oh, your doubts and fears pop up again. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? Now, well, what's the point in doing affirmations then? No, it's good temporarily, And also, if you do it enough, because it's almost like, imagine you've got the roots there, you layer, you layer, you layer, you layer, you layer, you layer, you layer over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Oh, it's very hard for the roots to pop out anymore. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? So I'm not saying affirmations don't work. But there is also another way, an easier way, a more powerful way. Okay, we don't have time to do it today because it's actually like a 3-hour process. Okay, so like I said, we will be doing it in the 7-week program in the Super Creator. We will also be doing it in LA or virtually at Manifesting Miracles. But what is that format? What is that a thing you need to do? It's called cognitive reframing. Now, what is cognitive reframing? To understand cognitive reframing, we need to first understand this thing here. Our what? Our coffee bean, yes. Starbucks coffee bean, yes, okay? Now, okay, so no, mind, okay? We need to understand our mind, our brain, okay? Now, what we need to understand is what is on the stem of the brain, okay? So right where it connects to the spine, there are two small organs, okay? So we're going to draw it here, 1 and 2, okay? And what are these two small organs, and what are these two pieces, and what they involve? This part here is called the amygdala, okay? And this part here is called the hippocampus. Now, why is this important? I'm going to explain, okay? The amygdala is in charge of our emotions. Yes, we've come back to the word emotions once again. That's why it's so important in manifestation. Okay? The amygdala is in charge of emotions. The hippocampus is in charge of the long and short-term memory. I want to ask you guys a question here, just to bring it into perspective. Is there anybody out of the thousands of people that are tuned in right now, you are known for not so good memory? You're forgetful, like you're like, oh, I'm so forgetful, or oh, my memory's so bad, or I always forget things. How many? Give me a me inside the chat, and give me a hand raised. Everybody who typed me, give me a hand raised, because this is a very important activity, an important part. Give me a hand raised right now, those of you who think that your memory is not so good, okay, not the best, right? Raise your hand nice and high. Okay, now take this hand, please, take the hand. Okay, give yourself a slap. And another slap, a bit of a spiritual awakening moment, okay? And I want you to point to yourself and say, my memory is amazing. Okay, now I know a lot of people will be like, you think that just doing an affirmation like that's gonna make my memory good? No. I'm being serious. I want you to realize your memory is in fact good. Because I wanna ask my second question now. How many of you who just said your memory is not so good or typed me remember some things from childhood? Raise your hand nice and high if you remember some things from childhood. Okay, give me a yes inside the chat if you remember anything from childhood. Okay, now those of you who are raising your hands who remember something from childhood, I'd like you to point to the person next to you and say, see, I told you my memory was good. I want you to point to the other person and say, see, I told you my memory was good. I want you to condition your mind now to understand your memory is actually good. Think about it. I'm not lying. You're not lying too. This isn't positive thinking. This is the truth. Look, I don't know how old you guys are right now. Only you know, don't need to type inside the box. But some of you look really old. You look old enough to be a dinosaur. Now, if you think about it, if you remember something from childhood, meaning 3,000 years ago for some of you, or some of you even just 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, or 30 years ago. You just told me your memory's bad, but you remember something from 20 or 30 years ago. So are you not lying? Is there something that you don't know? Let me tell you something. Nobody's memory is bad. Most people just don't know how memory works. Give me an aha. Right? Some people say selective memory. It's not by choice for most people because they don't know how it works. I'm here to tell you how it works. Why do I need to tell you how it works? Because it's got everything to do with your subconscious mind right now. Let me ask you a question. All the nurturing you've had so far that doesn't serve you, how many of you think that you may have some blockages that you don't even know about? How many of you think that some incidents or things that people have said to you is inside your subconscious that doesn't really serve you right now? How many of you think that might exist? Give me a me inside the chat if that might exist. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's in your memory bank? Yes or no? Is it in your memory bank? Absolutely. That's the only reason you can remember it. That's the only reason it keeps popping up. So what is cognitive reframing? Cognitive reframing is when you can switch the memory. How many of you think that sounds pretty cool? Now you're like, but how? How can I switch my memory? Very easy. Look. How does memory work? Memory works very easily. I'm going to explain to you, and you're going to be able to relate straight away. Those of you who said you can remember things from childhood, you don't remember everything from childhood. I'll tell you what you remember. You remember everything that was highly emotional. True or true? Think about it. Somebody surprised you. Somebody made you really happy. You got really excited. Somebody said something was really funny. You were laughing, hysterical. Or the other emotion. Somebody shouted at you. Somebody humiliated you. Somebody said something really bad. Hate, anger, made you angry. True or true? Everything you remember the most are things that are highly emotional. Yes or no? True or true? Ta-da, aha. Why does that help? Very simple. That's why when I do the cognitive reframing stuff with you in any of the programs, doesn't matter if it's the 7-week program, doesn't matter if it's the 3-day program, right? We're going to trigger that memory back using emotions, and we're going to switch the emotion. When we switch the emotion and we switch the memory, I'm telling you, it's fascinating. I'm going to give you some example here, right? So you understand it a little bit better. I don't know anybody like me, but growing up, I was, my body shape did not always look this way, is the easiest way for me to say. When I was growing up, I used to be a little bit more on the, I think Chinese people call it abundant side. Okay? I think a nicer term is I used to look more cute. Okay? And it's quite interesting because our family are all a little bit more on the cute side, if you understand what I'm saying, okay? And all through growing up, we were that way. And I'll tell you, my parents used to always say, yeah, it's because, our family is big-boned and, our genes are different and, we're different to those type of people and all the rest of it, And I used to believe it all, okay? But I didn't realize I had a problem. And there was one of the key problems that I had, and I don't know if anybody is facing that right now or has faced it before, and that was actually a eating problem. Not a severe eating problem like you may know, right? But I used to have this problem where I used to need to finish everything on the dinner table until I was satisfied. I would need to first finish everything in my bowl or my plate before I felt happy. I used to hate wasting food. Is there anybody who have that type of mentality where, like, when you think of wasting, you go, no, I need to finish it. Even when you are full. I'm full, but it's only 3 more spoonfuls. Right? But that's what makes people a little bit more on the abundant side. Because when you're full, your stomach is full. When you take 3 more spoonfuls, it expands. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just that simple. And if you expand that every morning, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you become more and more abundant looking by the days. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's just very simple. And so, I'll tell you something, like losing weight is simple. Anybody who wants to lose weight, if you burn more calories than you intake, you're going to lose weight. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's simple. And this is what we call a simple but not easy. How many of you know what I'm talking about when I say that? Right? It's simple. The philosophy is simple, but doing it is kind of something else. And so, what I used to find is really hard. I know I'm not supposed to. I know I'm full, but it's only 3 more spoons, so let me finish it, okay? And it got so extreme that it wasn't just my own bowl. It would be that I see some other people not finishing their food, and I would keep saying, just finish it. Why don't you finish it? There's only a bit more, just finish it. It's the last slice of pizza, just finish it. And you know what? There's some people in this world who are different to us. Do you know what they are like? They are the people who say, no, I'm full. How many of you met people like that before? How many of you are people like that before? I used to never understand people like that, because that was not me. I'd be like, what? How could you dare waste this? And some people just said, I'm full. And do you know what I would do? Okay, I'll have it. My problem was so severe that it wasn't just about finishing my stuff, it was finishing everyone else's stuff too. And so I was cute looking all the way to 26 years old. And guess what? I joined a program, and it was doing all this work with us to do with our health, our wealth, our relationship, everything. And I did not know when we did the memory recall, right? When we did the memory recall, I did not know. I suddenly blasted back. I was 5 years old, sat on a chair at a dining table. My mom was sat there. I was eating my bowl of rice, and I wanted to go play. I said, Mom, I'm done. Mommy, I'm done. Mom says, no, finish your food. I'm like, Mom, I'm full. No, finish your food. I'll be very upset. What is upset? Emotion. And then I will finish the food. And when I finish the food, my mom, and I remember, I seen that moment when we did the memory recall, my mom comes to me and says, good boy. I still remember that thumb, the way she used to do that. She used to say, good boy. And when I seen that, what did that do? And I was like, yeah, I can go play now. I don't know if you got an aha or understand what I'm talking about here. She installed, unconsciously, it's not like she was trying to destroy me or anything, but she just did it. She didn't know what she was doing. But that's what happened. She used pain for not finishing my food. She used pleasure for finishing the food. How on earth is anybody supposed to know that 20 years later, you're still finishing all the food on the table and you don't even know why you feel so bad about wasting food? But it's because you have a negative relation deep down inside, somewhere in the root, towards not finishing. How many of you just got an aha here, by the way? I did not know. I did not know all those times, and a commercial would be on TV about Volunteer Africa, where my mom would look at all the kids and then point at me and say, can you see all those kids in Africa? They don't even have food to eat. That's why you need to finish your food. I did not know that me being overweight at 26 years old was because of something like that. I did not know that I would live my whole life till 25, 6 years old, until I realized one day. How many of you heard that term before when people say, when you do something, but think of the kids in Africa? How many of you heard that line before? Right? It took me damn 25 years to realize that every time I finished my food in my house, I didn't feed any kids. It didn't make it any better for them. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? My health problems, my relationship problems, fixed because of that. My wealth problem. I don't know anybody here has a spending problem. I can admit I had the biggest spending problem. And I'm telling you, not even when I had money, even when I didn't have money. And I couldn't stop. And I don't know why I couldn't stop. Meaning, as an entrepreneur, all the way to 25, 6 years old, the same time. Why? Because I went to that program and it changed my life. At 25, 6 years old, I was making 6 figures and moving on to 7 figures. And you will never believe I always had 0 in my account. Everybody thought, wow, you're making so many sales, your revenue's so high, you're making so much money. Only I knew I was still on balance 0. I'm telling you something here. Those of you who think, because everybody thinks, if I had more money, it's going to change my life. No, having more money will not change your life. There's a reason why you don't have money right now. The reason why you don't have money right now is because you don't understand money right now. Once you understand money and you figured out money, you will have money. Not when you have money, it'll change your life. No. When you change your life, you'll have money. I'm telling you, those of you who are on $1,000 per month paycheck right now, and you're left with 0 every single month, I know you pray to God and hope that you get a pay rise and think the pay rise is going to change your life. But let me ask you a question. When people make money, what do people do? Tell me. When people make money, what do? They spend money. Let me ask you a question. Then the people say, well, all I need is more money. Let me ask you a question. When people make more money, what do? They spend more money, do they not? Think about the last time you won a prize, won a raffle ticket prize. You suddenly got a pay rise. A person who gets a big pay rise, $1,000 per month, suddenly you get $1,500 per month. Does that person have $500 every month left over? No, because what will naturally happen, they'll upgrade their house or upgrade their car, or they'll spend a little bit more, or they'll go party more. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Is this giving anybody aha? Is this bringing some painful aha moment or realization of yourself that nothing's going to change? Even if you suddenly got rich, it will not change. That's why the majority of lottery winners, I don't know if you've heard the stats before, the majority of lottery winners lose it within the first 5 years. You suddenly winning a prize will not change your life. When you change your life, then you'll become wealthy. Now people are like, but how do I change it? you need to do a reframing. You need to recall the memory. You need to go through the whole process because you can layer up those affirmations of, I am rich, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am wealthy. It's not, it's the roots are there. I'll tell you about this one final recall. We did the exercise, boom, I blasted into McDonald's. You're like, what? Why McDonald's? 5 years old once again. And by the way, those of you who don't know why we always blast there in these childhood trauma things or things like that, is because 0 to 7 years old, please write this down, we are in theta brainwave. Those of you who don't know what that means is, theta brainwave is the state between the conscious and the unconscious. And when we're in the state between conscious and unconscious, we absorb everything like a sponge. We learn quicker. Isn't it true? Think about it. If you today started getting piano lessons, and you've never had piano lessons before, against a 7-year-old, and you learned at the same time, who learns faster? Tell me. Every single time. The 7-year-old's going to kick your butt. Why does the kid learn faster? We don't learn this at school, but it's because they're in theta brainwave. And that's why my coach used to always say to me, explain to me what happened to you between the age of 0 to 7 when it comes to relationship, when it comes to money, when it comes to health. When you explain that to me, I'll tell you how to fix yourself. Because usually your first 7 years of your life determines your whole entire life. That's scary to think about it, no? What you witnessed from your parents' relationship, what they told you, what your teachers told you about money or whatever happened, it determines how your money, whether you're going to be rich in future or not, whether you're going to be in love or not, whether you're going to be healthy or not. Anyway, we did the same cognitive reframing. Blast, boom. I'm 5 years old, I'm at McDonald's. I look around, all my friends are there. My mom just put my dream birthday party back then. I looked all around, all my friends. I was really happy. I get my McDonald's Happy Meal birthday party. I was so happy. I looked around. I kept looking around. And then I looked up at Mom. I said, Mom, Mommy. I said, where's Dad? Where's Daddy? She said, Daddy's at work. I said, what do you mean? Why? But it's my birthday. Why is he at work? Daddy needs to make money. I'm like, but it's my birthday. She said, just go play. Daddy needs to make money. What does that tell a child, by the way? What does a child know about making money? Do you know what a child would think? Do you know what I thought? What my feeling was? It's my birthday. Whatever this money thing is, Dad is choosing money over me? So let me ask you a question. My relationship with money in my subconscious, unconscious mind is now a positive or a negative? Tell me, please. Can we turn the volume up for everybody, please? Thank you. It's a negative. It's a negative. How would I ever know for the next 20 years, whenever money came in, I unconsciously find a way to splash it out? How would I know that insane behavior of spending money was because, in fact, there was a root that hated money? How would I know? How many of you are learning something here, by the way? How many of you never heard about this before? It's like, what? What? That's how it works. That's how it works. So what did we do? Same thing. Cognitive reframing. I'm telling you, it will change your life. That's why I'm saying it's not just one of those things, oh yeah, just do this for an hour and chant this for an hour and it's going to change your life. No, it's a process. That's why it's a 7-week course. That's why it's a 30-hour training, because it takes time to do this. What we need to do is we got to pull out the roots, because that's what I did back then when I was 26 years old, when I went to this training. They pulled out the roots. When they pulled out the roots, they replaced the money memory with happy emotions. I tell you, it was a strange situation. For all of you, I don't know anybody does anybody smoke here, right? But if anybody smokes, I can't quit. Do that. It's going to just instantly, you're going to be so surprised. Any habits, any addictions, anything, do that. You're going to be so surprised. Because what happened was, I would leave the event, the training, after many, I can't remember how many hours it was, but 20-something hours, non-stop of this reframing stuff, right? And then guess what? I went for dinner with my friends. I sat there, I ate some food, and I pushed the food away, and I felt good because I was done. And in my 26 years of life, I've never felt good pushing food away. I can't believe I actually feel it. I'm not trying to fool myself. It's natural. It shocked me. And then what happened? Well, and then I became the sexy beast that I am today. And it changed. You know, same thing with money. I tell you, I only started becoming financially free after 26 because it changed. I stopped needing to splash out, and I didn't know why. It just started coming in, and I started being able to invest. Did you guys just learn something? Give me an aha if you've learned something today, by the way. Right? Everyone take an inhale and slow exhale. Okay? Number 2, cognitive reframing. Number 3 comes affirmations, okay? When it comes to affirmations, I want to give everybody just one simple thing for now, okay? Because time is ticking, so we haven't got much time left. But with affirmations, create personalized affirmations, okay? It's most effective for you. I'm going to create it with you tomorrow. That's the first thing we're going to do in tomorrow's final session. It's going to be the most powerful for you. Because the problem is, when you're using generic affirmations, it's not gearing you towards your goal. Affirmations must be aligned, absolute alignment between your affirmation and your goal. I'm going to show you how to do that tomorrow. Is that okay? Right? So number 3, daily affirmations want to be aligned. Okay? Number 4, this is what I didn't know not many years ago, energy healing. Okay? And by the way, some people were asking the team about, is the Manifesting Miracles going to be different, the one virtually and the one in LA? No, the content will be exactly the same. The only difference will be one will be in person and one will be, the experience will be slightly different, right? In person or virtually, right? Virtually will be like this, okay? The hours will be the same, the training will be the same. And they were asking about what is the full content of the 3 days. I'm gonna break it down very easily for you. The first day is all to do with mind, cognitive reframing stuff, all the mind stuff, right? The second day is all strategy, it's all mechanics. Everything we were talking about yesterday, everything about freedom, wealth, automation, financial freedom, time freedom, like actually being able to have that confidence to put something out there and get paid doing what you already know, okay? Passion stuff. The third day is all about mastery. What mastery? Energy, superconscious. It's to do with universe, spiritual awakening stuff. Now, why am I saying that here? Is because this is what I didn't know back then. Because this is what we're going to be doing on the 3rd day of Manifesting Miracles event, okay? Why energy is important and what does it change? I did not know this before. our memory not only gets stored here. I always thought memory, brain, memory, mind. That's what we learn in science and stuff. That's how it works. No. Soul memory is stored here. Human memory is stored here. Okay, I'm going to say that again. It's going to be a bit strange for people who've hearing this for the first time. Okay, same for me when I first heard it the first time. Soul memory is stored here. Human memory is stored here. Okay? Right, what's the venue for LA? We will let you guys know in emails, okay? Those of you who got tickets, you're going to get it in emails in the next week or two, okay? Now, let's just continue first, right? Now, when I was in my training in the Himalayas, when we wanted to change our manifestations or unblock any of our blockages, energetically, majority of our blockages are here, in this space here. That's why we refer to this as the energy center. Chinese refer to this as the dantian. So that's why you see Tai Chi and Qigong, we always start here. Our work starts here, right? It always starts here. You see the hands here. In yogic terms, we refer to as the lower three chakras. Our solar plexus, our sacral chakra, and our root chakra. 3 chakras are part of this energy center. Imagine 3 chakras out of 7, meaning most energy is here. Okay, now, I don't know, has anybody here, it might sound a bit weird for those who haven't done this before, has anybody here ever done yoga before or any breathwork practices before, and when you were doing it, you don't know why you got emotional and start tearing up? Has anybody ever did breathwork to tearing up before? Give me a me inside the chat or yes inside the chat if that's you, right? Okay, so, like, oh, a lot of you. That's amazing, okay? Why do you tear up? You're just breathing, right? Why would you tear up? It's an emotional release. And where's the emotional trauma, memory release from? It's a soul memory. That's why breath work, abdominal breathing. What does it do? The contract, inflating and contracting here, it activates your energy center. Another aha, huh? When it activates the energy center, what happens? It releases some soul trauma. I'm talking about deeper than just this life. This life, you have some things that get stored here, but this includes past life traumas. What we carry on, unconscious. And a lot of the time, these past life traumas can block our system for attracting wealth, attracting health, attracting relationships. It can block all these parts because we could have had negative or traumatic experiences in past life too. Are you guys following what I'm saying here? Now, I want to bring something in extra here for you, okay? That's why a lot of the time when we do this work, and that's why also at Manifesting Miracles, we do the mind on day 1, we do the energy on day 3, because then it's all inclusive. Sometimes you can change your mind, but you've still got past life trauma still there, then you're still stuck. And that's why we do the whole lot. Understand? Okay, now, when it comes to the energy healing part, I want to extend it just a little bit more for you to understand, right? And this is going to dive into tomorrow's work. But I want you to get this into your consciousness now, just as a beginning of the chapter for tomorrow, okay? Our physical is purely a limited reflection of our metaphysical. Please write that down for now. It's probably not going to make any sense right now. Tomorrow, we're going to dive deep into this superconscious stuff, and it's going to be fun. Okay? I'm going to say that one more time. Our physical is purely a limited reflection of our metaphysical. Okay, now, what is physical? Physical is everything you can see. In fact, everything that you've been scripting the last few days that you want to manifest in your life, I'm guessing you want to manifest it in your physical reality. Yes or no? Great. Well, guess what? If your metaphysical is not aligned with it right now, you're actually not going to be able to do it in the physical. Now you're like, but what's the metaphysical? Metaphysical is the part that we cannot see. Your soul, beyond your soul. Your vibration, you do not see. Your alignment, you do not see. Now, how do we understand this whole thing? Okay, how many of you have done lower abdominal breathing before? You've heard of that before, where you do something to the lower abdominal. Why lower abdominal? Well, let me ask a question. Is there anybody here who has ever tried to lose weight before? Anybody? Anybody at all tried to lose weight before? Okay, great. On your journey of losing weight, what usually tends to happen, tell me if you can relate to what I'm saying, okay? Give me a 8888888 if you relate to what I'm saying, okay? When you lose weight, usually here, you get proud quite quickly, meaning you can see, it's doing fine. And then when you go down a little bit more, you're kind of like, well, let me pull my pants up a little bit higher, then at least it's covered, and that should be okay, and just show the top part. How many of you know what I'm talking about? What I'm talking about is when you lose weight, this part kind of looks, yeah, I can see a couple of packs even. What's going on here? And you're like, I'm proud of myself. And there's just this stubborn, cute donut of a thing down here that just like, it's like, I'm never going to leave you. And you're like, please do. It's like, no, I love you too much. I'm never going to leave you. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Right? Okay. Why? I'm telling you why. Most of your stubborn physical fat, because our physical is purely a limited reflection of our metaphysical, most of our stubborn fat stays there and is stubborn and it's very tough to get rid of, is because energetically our traumas and blockages are too much and too heavy. I had that. I don't know if anybody watched my documentary before. Did anybody watch my documentary, the one where I went up into the Himalayas for the whole initiation? How many of you watched it before? If you watched it, give me a 9 inside the chat, okay? Okay. In the documentary, be honest here, I'm okay with honesty, right? I can handle it. Was I a little bit more chubbier around here when I went for the training, yes or no? Did anybody notice? Come on, you noticed. Okay, yes, thank you for your honesty, and no, you did not hurt my feelings because I'm feeling sexier than ever right now, okay? Imagine, I go for the training, and Grandmaster said to me, he looked, and I'm like, yeah, I know. And he says, it's okay. Do this breath work 10 minutes a day in this asana. In 2 weeks, it'll be gone. I'm like, no, shut up. I'm like, I've went my whole life looking okay here and just with a cute donut on the bottom. Don't tell me 2 weeks, no. Right? Imagine, don't change your diet, don't change your exercise, just breath work, 2 weeks, boom, gone. I'm like, no way. Anybody who has been on the Karma League app, the last few weeks, we'll see. No, it's not like that now. I used to have hanging parts. It's not hanging anymore. Do you understand what I'm saying? It used to kind of like, like it not just here. It kind of like just like, it folded over slightly. You understand what I'm saying? It was. I could put some notes under that. You understand what I'm saying? And hold some money there. It wasn't that I liked it, but I thought that, it's just, I don't know why. I kind of, even when I did my cognitive reframing stuff and got fitter and slimmer, I could only account for up to here. That's why you'll see if you scroll through my Instagram from my early days, whenever I used to go to the gym, my photo cropped here. Come on, don't you laugh at me. You guys do that stupid stuff too. Right? I'm telling you, it's crazy to think that your health, your wealth, your relationship, your purpose, everything you ever dreamed of and you want to manifest. First, you need to be aware. Did we raise our awareness today? Did we learn some things, yes or no, today? That's great, because now you're aware, you're going to be more inclined to know how to change it. Second, we got to learn how to cognitive reframe it, right? Third, we got to make personal affirmations. I'm going to be doing that. That I have time. That we have time to do that tomorrow, so that's great. Okay, great news. We can make personalized affirmations tomorrow. Energy healing, like I said, we're going to do it on day 3 of Manifesting Miracles. It's going to be amazing. And then I'm going to give you guys homework. The 2-week homework, I'm going to give you guys 2. Okay? And the astonishing thing is, it's when you do it, you don't need to know what traumas you're releasing. Because when that stubborn fat releases, your energy has already been released. You don't need to know whether it's got to do with relationship, whether it's got to do, you don't need to know. All I realized as I navigated my journey after the Himalayas was that over the next 3 to 6 months, relationships got better, wealth came in more easily, just everything was just easier. And obviously health. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't need to know what the traumas are. I actually, if I was to say anything, I actually prefer the energy healing work to the cognitive work. Because sometimes when you have some messed up cognitive stuff, you have to revisit that stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying? To be able to deal with it. The energy stuff, I don't even need to know. Just gone. Right? Now, this final one. Environment. I'm telling you, find a way. Plan. From today already, how are you going to change your environment? Right? And changing your environment, you've got 2 options here. The first option, you get out of your environment. The second option, you bring your environment with you. I'm talking about this journey. And by the way, this journey is sometimes not so easy to bring your environment with you. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying when I say that. When I first got into the law of attraction, I'm going to share with you a real, it's going to sound a little bit strange, this story. When I first actually started finally believing in law of attraction, it completely changed my thinking and everything. I became from a complaining person to a happy person. And when I was doing all this happy every single day, one day I was so happy. Every day I was just smiling, grateful, gratitude diary and all that. You know what you do when you first start law of attraction? You do loads of those things, right? Scripting and all that. One day, I kid you not, I'm in the car with my dad. My dad's driving on the highway. I'm just sat there very happy, like I have been the last few months. And then what happens is, he pulls over on the side of the highway, just suddenly stops. I look at him, I say, well, what's wrong, Dad? He looks at me and he says, tell me, what have you been doing? what do you mean? What have I been doing? I've just been at work and doing my usual stuff, going to the gym, and what do you mean? No! Tell me now! What have you been doing lately? And I haven't been. What do you mean? I haven't. What do you mean? Do you know your mom is worried about you? Last night she was crying all night. She couldn't sleep. The last few nights she's been that way. I said, but why? Why is she worried about me? Why are you smiling all the time? I'm like, huh? Dad, I'm happy. What do you mean? No, like all the time. You're just like laughing and giggling to yourself. And what have you been doing? I'm like, Dad, I don't understand. I really don't understand what's wrong. I don't understand what the problem is. Like, your son's happy, and you're, stop it! Are you doing drugs? I was like, what? Dad, are you being serious? No, I'm not doing drugs. I'm not. I'm thinking more positive recently. I've been learning this thing, law of attraction. What are you talking about? I'm telling you, that was my journey getting into positivity. It was not easy. I don't know if any of you can even mildly relate to anything that I'm saying here. Has anybody, when you first got into positivity, personal development, positive thinking, law of attraction, you start telling the people around you, and then they're kind of like, oh my God, you gone cuckoo. What's wrong with you? Are you joined some like cult or something? You know? Hey, how many of you know what I'm talking? Can anybody relate to what I'm saying, or is it just me? They thought I gone cuckoo. They thought I gone crazy. They thought I was doing drugs. My mom was literally crying every night. I didn't even know because she was worried about me. And you know what? I went home and I sat with Mom. I told her, Mom, you know what? You complain all the time and you keep watching the news. Stop watching the news. You know, you need to think positive. Do you know what happened? She cried even more. She said, she was crying, and do you know what she said to me? Where's my son gone? I'm like, I don't understand. How? Why? Your son's happy. Why are you not happy? Why do you want your miserable son back? I don't understand. Mom, just, you keep complaining and talking about other people. Oh, so I'm wrong now. I'm like, Mom, no. What? What do you want me to do? How many of you know what I'm talking about, by the way? I'm telling you. Then 13 years ago, I went for, remember I shared with this story? I spent 20,000 euros to attend a speaker training and personal development training, right? I swiped my credit card. Do you think I told Mom and Dad about it? Absolutely not. They knew nothing about it. Then I started my speaker and coaching journey, right? Do you think I told them? No, I didn't. But then when I got out of doing my restaurant business, they were like, so what are you going to do? I'm like, I'll figure it out. I didn't tell them. I didn't dare tell them. Until one day, they seen my video post on Facebook, me on stage speaking about the universe or something. Where's my son? And I'm like, this isn't working. This is not working. Because I'm trying to live my new life, and I don't, it's family. I don't want to unfriend my mom. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't want to say, I'm not going to see you anymore. I don't want you. I love them. But it's just, they're not making me that happy right now, and they're not really helping me right now. How many of you ever felt that way before? Right? So I'm like, so what should I do? My coach gave me a tool, a trick, a strategy, a little thing that you can do, a method. And I want to just pass it on because I believe there's probably some people in this room like that. Your husband doesn't understand you, your wife doesn't understand you, your mom, your dad doesn't understand you, right? I'll give you what that trick is. Trick them to unconsciously start listening to some stuff that makes this type of sense somehow. Don't you try to change them because your relationship, it's tougher. Use a third party. Okay, now, tell you what I did. So, there was an event that was happening in London again. That was the exact event that changed my life a few years back. So, I thought, I need my mum to go there. And by the way, I knew what not to say. What not to say was, Mum, there's this event, I think it can really help you. Oh my God, I will never say those words again. The first time when I said it, you think I need help? I'm like, oh, okay. So I knew definitely not to say that. Do you know what I said? Mom, the other day, I think I got tricked to buying some tickets to this event. She said, you what? I said, I don't know, like, there's this speaker, he talks about success and stuff, but I'm not quite sure about them. Can you please come with me? Because if you come with me, at least you can, like, you know, if it's a bit off, you can like pull me away, you know? Because I think, I don't know, I just want, like, nobody wants to come with me, and I need somebody to help me, like, just, you know, have another judgment on this person, because they seem, I don't know, I'm not sure. Do you know what she said? Mom will come with you. She came to protect me. I'll tell you something. We arrived at the event in London. She goes in. She said, wow, there's a lot of people. I said, yeah, don't know why. So we sit down. So we sit down at the event, right? And you should have seen my mom. She sits down. You could see she was like eyeing everyone up and like being skeptical about everyone, right? And then the speakers on stage telling these jokes, raise your hand if you want this, raise your hand if you want that. And she's not having any of it. She's kind of like, I said, Mom, what do you feel so far? She said, well, there's nothing wrong so far, but you know, let's just keep seeing. So I was like, okay, great. I'll just keep listening, right? And then slowly, right? It's funny because the speaker on stage, he was very good. He told some jokes, right? And I could see from the side of my eye, Mom would do this thing. It would be this cute, like that type of, you understand what I'm saying? It's kind of like she bursts into, and then, I hope nobody's seen me laughing. And then slowly, while the day passed by, her arms unfolded. And she was kind of like raising her hands to a few questions. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. And then I asked Mom, I said, Mom, what do you think so far? She said, yeah, I think, I mean, what he's saying makes some sense. I was like, okay, that's a good start. That's a good start. Makes some sense. That's a good start. Day 2 passed by. We did an exercise. Do you know what exercise? The cognitive reframing exercise. She was in tears and tears, floods of tears. So many years of all this tears. And she came over to me. She gave me a big hug. She said, son, I'm proud of you. And I love you. I was just tearing, I was just crying. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I've been trying to tell her for the past year or so, exactly the same thing. By the way, I've been saying the same thing to her. It just couldn't get through. It's so strange. It really is so strange when these things happen. So strange. And I'll tell you something today. By the way, those of you who are going to be at the LA event, You're going to meet my mom there. You will meet my mom. You'll probably meet my dad there too. Because I'm telling you something, every event I hold, they're right there on the front row. They're my biggest fans. They are my biggest fans. They're my biggest fans. It's really, really crazy how I see both of them have shifted that way. Do you know what was really interesting? My dad, who's the most skeptical of all, right? Just not so long ago, just a few months ago, out in our Taipei event, there was 2,000 people. He was sat in there, and he was doing these chanting, and these mantras, and these mudras, and he was there doing it. And I just thought, oh my God, that's the most beautiful thing. Like for me personally, that was like the most beautiful thing. I cannot tell you how much of a difference it makes to have the people you love and care for on your side. Like actually understanding and aligned with you. Because life gets easier. It's easier. Because everything you do, everyone's one unit. They're all going with you. Let's go, let's do it. Yeah, that's good. They're cheering you on. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? So what I recommend you guys do is take them somewhere, get them to unconsciously read a book, get them to unconsciously watch something, play something in the background. So just slowly, take it easy. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't say to them, hey, this is going to change you. No, they don't need change, right? Unconsciously lure them in, trick them, play a little trick. And when you get your environment with you, that's what I'm saying. If there's a negative environment that you're in that you don't care too much about, get out of it. Damn it, get out of it already. If there's some parts or people that you kind of like, but you know, I love them and I care for them, okay, find a way. And that way sometimes doesn't need to be through you. The message does not need to be through you. Sometimes it's easier because the relationship is different. Can I do something for you guys that I think that will help you? Is that okay? How many of you yesterday you got the opportunity, you took action, you got the opportunity, you with me for the year? Give me a 8 all the way. If you yesterday you grabbed the opportunity. 8. Wow. Okay. Can I do something for you? That VIP ticket for manifesting miracles, I mean, VIP ticket usually is $1,495 by itself, right? But that VIP ticket, I want to give you an extra one. You do what you want to do with it. Is that okay as a gift? I want to give you an extra one. Bring your husband, bring your wife, bring your kids, bring your parents, bring a friend. You do whatever you want. Right? You do what you want with it. I give you an extra one. Why do I want to do that? Because I'm telling you, if I do not just work with you for the year, if I can help you align your closest people around you, man, it's going to get easy for you. Is that cool? Is that okay? Well, if the team can note that down, please, everybody who grabbed the opportunity yesterday, give them 2 tickets, 1 extra, both VIP, so they can sit together. Yeah? I'm telling you, for the amount you invested yesterday on that opportunity, the 2 tickets alone, don't even talk about the year, don't even talk about the 7-week thing, the 2 tickets alone is already worth more than that. I really feel it will help you, right? Some people who didn't get it yesterday, I don't know the VIP spaces. It depends how many signed up for and how many signed up for virtual. maybe just drop the link for them. And if those who didn't manage to get the opportunity yesterday, just give them one last chance to get it now then. Yeah, but you'll have to, please, team, if you can look on the back end, the numbers of LA and the numbers of virtual, because most important is the LA one, because we've only got limited of the VIP tickets, yeah? Okay, so when that's full, then you need to stop the link, okay? Okay, so if you guys are attending virtually, maybe there's some spaces left. Or also another thing, team, I got too excited there, forgot about the other thing. My 12-month portal, I'm already needing to open 2 parts because of the numbers. So if it's too many numbers, we also have to stop it because the 12-month is too many people. Right? If it's too many people, then I can't answer all their questions. Yeah. So keep an eye on that as well. If there's too much, then stop the link as well. Okay. Thank you. Okay, everyone, please take a deep inhale and a slow exhale. And again, inhale and a slow exhale. Relax your mind, relax your body, relax your energy, digest all of the beautiful learnings and aha moments and realizations we've had today. Digest it all. And just allow yourself to slowly come back into the space. Okay. Where do we register for LA? As long as you take the package, the link, if we can put the link inside the chat again, please, team, and just stop the chat one more time. Okay. What opportunity or action is Master Torba? Sorry, joined late today. Okay, just very quickly, please, everyone listen. Super Creator Certification Program is an online course. It's around $3,000. That's a 7-week program all about law of attraction manifestation. That's part of the package. The second thing, Manifesting Miracles, will be either live in person or live virtually, depend which one you want. If you are willing, fly out to LA and join us all there. It's going to be fun, right? If not, then join from the comfort of your home, like this, virtually 3 days. It's 30-hour training. The 30-hour training, I cover everything that I was talking about today. We do the cognitive reframing together. We do the energy healing together. We also learn all the things yesterday. We learn about the money side, money management, how to make money, your message, your passion, your purpose, how to package it all, automation, how to earn passive income, all that type of stuff you learn on day 2 as well. So you learn everything, all the mindset stuff and all the spiritual stuff. That's a 30-hour training. That's Manifesting Miracles. So the VIP ticket is usually $1,500, okay? That's the second part. The third part is the 12 months Platinum Portal, meaning for 12 months, every single month, I'm going to be with you, where I can coach you, answer your questions, help you navigate whatever you're stuck on, tell me, and then let's work together and help you break through, okay? The 12 months coaching is actually $6,000. That's the most of it all because it takes more of my time. And the final part is the lifetime access. You get lifetime access to our Super Creator tribe, our network. So we're in a private group together. And so you meet a lot of like-minded students and graduates from the past as well. And we all get to become friends and get to know each other and ask questions and help each other as well. So that's usually $2,000 for the full thing, for the lifetime access. The whole thing comes out to around $12,494. Yesterday, I gave a very special thing for Lionsgate Portal, actually very full Lionsgate Portal, because I sponsored the majority of tuition for whoever took action, meaning that $11,600 of the tuition I cover for you, I pay for you. You only for $888. So just literally a few $100s and you get whole everything, basically, money stuff, mindset stuff, energy healing stuff, the whole thing for the full year. And so that's what that link is. So I don't know how many spaces are left. If the team, you'll see the lockout page once all the spaces are gone. But I know that by tonight, it will be gone. So if you do want to grab that opportunity, that's your last chance there. The link is there. Click on it, enroll onto it. And if there's still spaces, then you can get it. And then you'll get the full thing, basically. Okay? I want to remind everybody as well, please everybody note down the dates for Manifesting Miracles. It's the 29th to the 31st of August. That's the virtual event. and 26th to 28th of September is the LA event in Los Angeles, okay? If you can, I'm telling you, even if you have to fly in from somewhere, you will also get a much bigger experience from attending the LA event. If you still learn everything virtually, obviously, but if you really want the full thing, the full experience, if you attend in person, it will make a difference. Okay, so try to if you can, but if you're scared of flying, then fly. Still fly. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Okay. Okay. One final thing I want to finish off this segment today. I know I did promise an extra bonus session, which I will cover in a moment, but just give me one moment. Is page 27. I want you to write these words down. Success is where preparation meets opportunity. Success is where preparation meets opportunity. Okay. I want everybody to understand, and I want everyone to write this down. Now is the time to equip myself. I want you to write that down. Now is the time to equip myself. I want you to write another line down. Now is the time to be ready. I want you to write that down. Now. Big capital letters, the word now. Okay. Jessica's saying, if I paid 888, how, when can we get LA tickets? The team will send emails out to you for you to confirm whether you're going to be virtual or LA. So don't you worry about that right now. Okay. They will confirm. You've still got a month, so you don't need to worry about it. You will get LA tickets if that's what you wanted. Okay. Now is the time to be ready. Okay. Why do I say that? Okay. I'm going to share with you a very quick story that happened, and I think it's going to give you a big aha with manifestation. When I first started the YouTube channel in 2018, I don't know if anybody was actually following me from back then, okay? But there used to be a show I used to do every Wednesday. It was the AMA show, Ask Me Anything. And what I used to do with the AMA show was different to how it is now. I used to allow people to message me and send me their details, and I will randomly call up somebody as a surprise and speak to them and coach them, right? That's how I used to do the show. It was different to now, right? Some people remember, great, right? Anyway, there was this one time, imagine, every time I do the AMA show, there will be thousands of applicants. There was one time I was filming, and I pick up the phone. I call the next guy, okay? Michael. I don't know who Michael is, but he's just on the list. I randomly pick a guy. I call Michael. Out of the thousands of people. Hi, is this Michael I'm speaking to? He says, yes, who's that? I say, welcome to the AMA show. Ask me anything, we're live already. He says, no. I says, yes, we're live already, and it's filming, and over the next 5 to 10 minutes, you get to ask anything you want, and I'm here to help you. And he said, oh my God. And he said, oh my God, I can't believe it, my manifestation. I'm like, yeah, okay, great. I said, I think you should ask your question, because time is ticking. And he's like, my God. I'm like, quick, ask your question, right? And he says, okay. So, he said, I have been starting my own business. I wanted to start my business, and I've been looking for an investor for the business. And I've been using your affirmations meditation every morning. And I've been watching a lot of your videos, and I've been using a lot of the methods, but I haven't been able to manifest the investor for my business. I'm like, okay, great. Well, let's begin, right? So I'm like, tell me, what is the business? Okay. He says, well, I design sneakers, shoes, And I designed these like street fashion shoes stuff, you know, a bit like the Adidas, Nike type stuff. And I've been looking, and you know what? I said, no way. He said, what do you mean? I don't know if you guys know, you might have seen it in my show reel. I used to have a fashion brand, and we went into Paris Fashion Week, right? So I was featured on Vogue magazine, right? So now, Paris Fashion Week was 2 weeks before this call. At Paris Fashion Week, I said to my business partner at the time, we need to start getting into shoes, like street fashion shoes, because we haven't got any shoes. We only got these like, you know, glamorous stuff and all this. I think we should do some street stuff, and I think we should start with shoes. So anyway, when he said sneakers and this street fashion, I said, no way. He said, what do you mean? I said, I think your manifestation just worked. He said, what? I said, 2 weeks ago, I was in Paris Fashion Week, and I don't know if you've seen the vlog. He said, yeah, I seen it. I seen you were doing fashion as well. I said, yeah, but you don't know what I said to my business partner. We were discussing how can we find some shoemaker or shoe designer or something to design some street fashion sneakers. He said, no. And I'll tell you what words he said. We beeped it out, but he said, you're fucking with me. And I said, no, I'm actually not. I said, this is quite trippy, actually, even coming from the manifestation master, you know? I was like, I said, okay, well, how about you tell me how much you're looking for investment? He said, oh, like, what do you mean? I'm like, how much investment do you need? Maybe like 100K? I said, $100,000? He said, yeah. I said, maybe, or you're certain? He says, yeah, $100,000. I'm like, okay. And what's the ROI? He says, sorry, I'm not, like, I'm a designer, I'm not really into this, like, what do you mean? Like, return on investment. Like, what's the return on investment? What, like you mean like percentage? I said, you can say that if you want, right? It's a percentage then. He said, 5%, I give you 5%. I said, but 5% of what? He said, I'm so sorry. I said, why are you saying sorry? He said, I wasn't prepared for this. I said, but you don't need to say sorry. I said, but I think I already got your answer though. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, when you started the call, you said, I've been using all your manifestation stuff, your affirmation stuff, and it's not quite working for you right now. What should I do? Well, actually, I want to let you into a secret because it's working for you. And actually, I know for sure, I know 110% it's working for you. You can't see this right now, but I have a list of 1,500 people who applied for today's call. I randomly, not so randomly, destiny, attraction, whatever you want to call it, selected you. I don't even know why. And the chances of me being a fashion investor, like, you attracted the opportunity today, I'm telling you. And I'm telling you, Michael, I don't think you lack law of attraction techniques, skills, routines, or habits anymore. You lack skill. You lack tools. You lack physical strategies. You lack preparation. You lack knowledge. Because I tell you, seriously, I was so shocked that we aligned so much today. I was like, even if you give me a half-assed pitch, I would probably have said, let's go for it. But it was so terrible. Like, there was actually no benefit for me at all as an investor. Like, it sounded like that. I just can't. It would be really stupid of me to even part with my money, to put my money down on something so risky and doesn't make sense. It would make no sense whatsoever. I said to him, stop with all the I need to do more affirmations and tap more on my third eye. I'll tell you what to learn. Add a thing on your tool belt. It's called selling and pitching. Read some books, acquire some knowledge. And that's when I coined this term, when I said for the first time, law of attraction, vibration allows you to attract the opportunity. The right action allows you to claim the opportunity. And the problem is, for a lot of you right now, maybe, that you're waiting for the opportunity to attract. But maybe you're not knowing that actually the universe at the same time is waiting for you, your vessel, to be equipped before it can channel that opportunity to you. You may be thinking, show me the opportunity. And when the opportunity comes, okay, let me prepare my pitch. Too late, dude. Too late. Because it will arrive, you don't do anything, it will go. If you are not good at if you have no confidence right now, or you lack confidence, if you're not good at communication right now, you're like, but what's that got to do with anything? All I'm looking to attract the love of my life. That's exactly probably what you need for the love of your life and to attract them. You're like, what do you mean? I gave you the analogy already. You can be sat there, the love of your life can be right there. You have no confidence, you're not going to approach them. You have no communication skills, even when you approach, be my wife. And you're like, oh, but I didn't know I needed to equip myself now because there's no opportunity. Yeah, when the opportunity is there and you don't, because you're not equipped, you don't take the right action, guess what? The opportunity goes to someone else. That's energy for you. That's energy for you. When you feel the energy, you need to grab it. You need to grab it with both hands. You need to give it your best. You need to give it your all. That's why equipping yourself is so, so important. That's why I said mind, mechanics, mastery. That's manifesting miracles. Mind on day one, mechanics, all strategy. I'm going to teach you confidence. Confidence goes a long way in everything you want to do, I'm telling you. Here you want relationship, confidence. You want to be a good leader, confidence. You want to impact lives, stand on stage, confidence. You want a pay rise, confidence. You want to strike a deal, $1 million deal, confidence. You want to find an investor for your business, confidence. Goes a long way. Communication. I'm telling you, people thought I was insane. 15,000 euros to learn about confidence and communication. You got to learn how. I remember my friend back then, you know, she laughed at me. You paid 15,000 euros to learn how to speak? You're speaking to me now. I really remember when she laughed at me and said that. Because what happened? Quite ironic. 5 years later, she invested to attend my speaking program. And I laughed at her because I've laughed at her. I said, do you remember what you said? She said, yeah, I know. She said, but I see what you did. I see how you improved, and I see what you're doing now. The skills, you need it. Because these 5 days, guess what? Let me ask you. Has your vibrations rised over the past few days? Yes or no? Has it gone higher? Yes or no? Do you feel a little bit more encouraged and empowered? Do you feel a little bit more positive and believing in yourself the last few days? Yes or no? Great. Because guess what? The universe every single day is already showing you opportunities for you to take action. And it will continue to show you, and nothing will change in your life until you take the action. And I'm going to say it again. I said this before. The actions you want to take are outside of your comfort zone. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. It's supposed to be. But many people, they get confused between uncomfortable and I don't know what it is. My gut feeling is telling me, this is not aligned or not right for me. No, that's not your gut feeling. That's your fear kicking in. That's your uncomfort. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? How many of you know what I'm talking about? Right? Everyone, I'll tell you, the amount of speakers I've trained on stage, when they come up to me, after the first few sessions, they say, I've had another thought about this. I think this path might not be for me. Yeah, because you suck at it right now. 13 years ago, that's what I thought as well. And that's why I can relate to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I'm experiencing the exact same thing. This last year, I shared with you on day one, this last year, I've been on a new journey in music. It's funny. If you watch me dance, I've got 2 left feet. I got no rhythm. I went to my first dance lessons. Do you know what was in my head all day long? Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm just supposed to sing slow songs. And guess what? It reminded me of 13 years ago when I first started speaking on stage. I had exactly the same thought. Maybe I'm just not born for this. Maybe it's not supposed to be for me. I don't know what it is. My intuition, gut feeling, something is telling me something's off. And my mentor was very blunt to me. No, it's because you suck at this right now. He said, when you get good at it, you're going to enjoy it. And I didn't realize, a few years later, oh my God. I felt, the stage felt like home. I don't know if you guys see this in me now. I still feel it today. Whenever I go on stage, I feel like I'm at home. The amount of speakers, they pick up some slides. Let me teach you something. Bullet point, let me read some slides to you. Right? How many presentations have been like that? I mean, I get really bored even watching those things. But when I go on stage, I don't feel like that. I just feel like, oh my God, I feel like I'm at home. I feel like I've returned to the cosmos and the universe. And it's every time before I go onto stage, I'm just like, universe, use me, use me. I say, I don't know what you want to share through me today. Whatever they need, just use me. And I come on here, I have a good time. I have a good time. I don't know if you see I have a good time on stage, but I just enjoy myself. I laugh. That's flow state. And I want everybody to be able to find that flow state. Right? And I want to share something, one final thing as well with you guys for this session. Some of you may know, some of you who are part of our Chinese Academy as well will know, I actually retired from speaking and doing any courses or coaching or any classes in Chinese already. And I know this might sound a bit of a shock to some of you, but I'm going to be doing the same for actually everything, like English classes, courses, events, trainings. After this year, I'm gonna finish doing these trainings. Like, there's gonna be no more of me teaching. And I know that might be a bit of a shock to some of you, and some of you, why do you want to stop? Why? Well, actually, it's because number one, it's been 13 years now, and at the same time, it's been a beautiful journey. But I found in some ways it's because it's a repetition. I've went from not good at it to becoming good at it, and I personally have no more breakthroughs on this journey anymore for the past 4 or 5 years. Like there's no personal, like I've done the big gigs, 6,000, 7,000 people, did all the stages, loads of different countries. I do 22,000 people virtual events, and there's no, if I am what I preach to everybody, then I should also embark on my next discomfort journey too, to become something even bigger, of a bigger impact, and try something different. And I know that if I don't leave what is comfortable, this is comfortable for me now. I mean, I do this every weekend, right? I've done it for the past 13 years, and it's amazing, right? And also, I get paid a lot of money speaking, like because I've got a lot of influence now. Like anyone who hires me for a speaking gig, like easy, I get $25,000 to $50,000 for just an hour session. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's easy. Life has become easy. But I remind myself every time I run these events of a term that I always share: the biggest enemy of a great life is a good life. And quite frankly, I've been living a good life for the past 5 years, and I'm ready for the next big breakthrough. And so that's why I know I'm moving into positive entertainment, and I believe that influence will be much greater moving forward in showbiz and music and things like that. So that's what's happening, and I don't want anybody to feel sad about it. I see some sad faces and things like that, but I'm sure I will always create content online and be there. But that's why these final batches, and I've said this for a couple of years now, these final batches, one of my mission and one of my goals is to actually train up coaches and speakers. I'm talking about the next generation of influencers, speakers, and coaches. I don't know if anybody has their mind open enough to say, okay, maybe that could be me, I mean, it's not me right now, but maybe I'm open to the idea that maybe, you never know what the universe has in store. And that's why, actually, I decided to do the 2 next Manifesting Miracles event as a Lightworker edition. Because I want to pass on my skill sets as a speaker and coach, as an influencer, and how I impact lives and how I earn from it also, which is very important, so that you guys can do that too, to you guys. And at the same time, why I keep saying I would love it if you could attend the LA event, because then we get to meet each other in person. As I come out of the training, the IMRS Academy will not stop. But I'm going to need you guys I'll have a platform for you guys to be able to be the next generation speakers and coaches that I can feature there. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? So I don't know if anybody's open to, and that's why I decided to do the 1-year training, and that's why I decided that I want to do a Lightworker edition, because then at least it gives us an opportunity to meet you guys and say, right, I think you might be the right fit. So let's give an opportunity to, train you up to really be the person on stage. And we've got the hundreds of thousands of people in our database and the millions of people online that follow us. And if I'm no longer doing the training, then somebody's going to need to teach them stuff. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So this final part, I just want to say it a little bit like just putting that pebble out into the ocean and, planting the seed so that it's somewhere in your conscious or unconscious. And maybe one day, 1 year later, when you're stood on the IMverse stage empowering tens of thousands of people, you'll be like, I can't believe it. I remember those words he said on stage, and I remember feeling so shy and thinking that I could never do that. I can't believe I'm standing on the stage and I'm actually doing it right now, right? I know that will happen to some of you, and that's why I just want to plant the seed, because a seed goes a long way. I really believe that. And just like 13 years ago when the speakers planted a seed on me and said, you never know. You might be the person on stage. And I was like, I'm not going to be on stage. All I know is cook noodles, as if I'm really going to be a speaker, And then, lo and behold, it happens. So I thought I'd put that out there. That's all. Everybody take a deep inhale and a slow, relaxing exhale. Digest all our learnings from today. Take a deep inhale and a slow, gentle exhale. Put your hands on your heart and just take a few moments just to set some beautiful intentions. While this full moon portal is open and this Lion's Gate portal is open and the energies are extremely vibrant and we're feeling this energetic high, just set that intention for yourself, for your future. Imagine your life not too far away, just in 1 year's time. You have everything you've ever wanted. You get to empower others, you get to impact lives. You have so many people every single day who come up to you and say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you feel so much aligned with your soul purpose. And you get to make a change in this world, a positive change. And at the same time, because everything is all sorted, you have the system all there, you've trained yourself, you've geared yourself, you've equipped yourself through all the training. And because you have that system in place, money flows to you effortlessly, and it's beautiful. You've never needed to worry about money again. It just comes in. You see your bank account is just becoming more and more abundant each day, effortlessly. It's almost like you're just attracting. You're like a money magnet. It's wonderful. It's a beautiful life. And aside from living that beautiful life, you get to spend your time with those you care about, those you love. You get to adventure, explore, and live your life to the fullest. And aside from that, you get to care for and provide for those who you care about. You get to let them experience life to the fullest too with you. And we do this all together as a beautiful tribe, a beautiful community. It's just wonderful. And you breathe all of this beautiful intention and energies and vibrations and excitement and that deep knowing that this is for you. You breathe it all into your soul. You take a slow inhale. And an exhale as you ground it into your energy center. And as you return to your relaxed, normal breathing, you feel this sense of knowing, this sense of gratitude that you're in the right place, that you were meant to hear this, that you're meant for this, that there are no accidents in this world and the universe gives you exactly what you need at exactly the right time. And you let yourself know that your time is now. Say it to yourself, my time is now. This is my time. And you fill your heart with love and positivity, and you fill your heart with so much gratitude that it rises upon the smile on your face. And you hold that smile loud and proud as these vibrations set more intentions out to the universe, knowing that the universe is going to respond. And it's beautiful. And in your relaxed state, you allow yourself to gently come back here now and open your eyes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Let's try move our little money and investment class to tomorrow because it's gone on a bit long today. So we'll try to add it in tomorrow for you guys. Okay. Thank you guys so much. And please remember to go back into the Karma League app. We've got our final day tomorrow of prizes. So we're going to pick out a few people from the Karma League. So go into the Karma League, leave your final aha moments for day 4. And I'll see you guys inside the app. I'm going to record a video for you guys too. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you.
Recording stopped.